Welcome back to the Miss English Podcast, everyone. I am your host, Sochiata, and today we have a very special episode about something we all do, but rarely talk about in detail, our daily lives.
Hello, Sochiata. It is such a pleasure to be here in the studio with you. Talking about daily life is actually one of my favorite topics because it is so relatable for English learners.
Exactly. It is the foundation of conversation. If you can talk about your day, you can talk to anyone. So, Mr. Saruon, let us start at the very beginning. What does a typical morning look like for you?
Well, I am definitely an early bird. I usually wake up at about 5:30 a.m. I love the silence of the morning before the city starts to roar and the heat of the sun becomes too much.
5:30 a.m.? That is incredibly early. I struggle to even open my eyes before 7 a.m. What is the very first thing you do when you get out of bed?
The first thing I do is drink a large glass of room temperature water. It wakes up my system. Then I spend about 15 minutes meditating on my balcony. It helps me stay calm and centered throughout the busy day.
That sounds so peaceful and disciplined. For me, the first thing I do, and I know I should not, is check my phone. I look at my messages, the news, and my social media. It is a bit of a bad habit, isn't it?
We are all guilty of that sometimes, Sochiata, but do you find it makes your brain feel a bit cluttered so early in the morning?
It really does. I feel like my brain is working at 100 miles per hour before I have even had my coffee. Speaking of which, are you a coffee drinker or a tea person?
Oh, I am a dedicated coffee lover. I love the aroma of freshly ground beans. I usually have a black coffee with just a little bit of honey. It's my morning fuel.
I am the opposite. I need lots of milk and maybe a bit of sugar in my latte. Now, after your coffee and meditation, how do you handle chores? Do you do them in the morning or evening?
I prefer doing a few chores in the morning. I make my bed immediately. It makes me feel like I have already achieved one thing. Then I might do a quick load of laundry. How about you?
I am an evening person for chores. I find that I have more energy after work to clean the kitchen or vacuum. In the morning, I am just trying to survive and get to the studio on time.
That is a very honest answer. We all have our own rhythms. But tell me, Sochiata, how do you manage your busy podcasting schedule? Your daily life must be quite hectic.
It can be. I am a big fan of colorful sticky notes. My desk is covered in them. Each color represents a different task: editing, recording, or guest research. If I don't write it down, I will forget it.
A rainbow of productivity. That is a wonderful image. Does it ever get overwhelming when there are too many notes?
Sometimes, yes. On those days, I have to take a deep breath, sit down, and prioritize. I ask myself, what is the most important thing I need to do right now?
That is a great strategy. Focus is the key to managing a busy daily life. Speaking of being busy, what is the most challenging part of your day?
The traffic. Oh, Mr. Saruon, the commute can be so exhausting. Sometimes it takes me an hour just to go a short distance. I feel like I am losing so much time.
I feel your pain. The traffic in the city is getting more intense every day. However, I have started to use that time to listen to audiobooks or practice my pronunciation. It turns wasted time into learning time.
That is a fantastic tip for our listeners. If you're stuck in traffic or on the bus, use that time to listen to English podcasts like ours. It really helps with immersion.
Exactly. It makes the frustration of the commute melt away because your mind is engaged in something positive.
Curiously, let's talk about lunch. Do you usually pack a lunch or eat out with colleagues?
I usually pack a lunch. My wife and I often cook a bit extra for dinner so I can bring leftovers. It is healthier and saves a lot of money. Plus, I can spend my lunch break reading instead of waiting in line for food.
That sounds so much better than my routine. I usually end up grabbing a quick sandwich or some street food. I really need to start meal prepping on Sundays.
Meal prepping is a lifesaver, Sochiata. Even just preparing your ingredients on a Sunday afternoon can make the whole week feel smoother.
I will try that this weekend. Now, what about the afternoon slump? You know, that time around 3 p.m. when you feel like you need a nap?
Oh, I know it well. My secret is a quick walk. I just walk around the office or step outside for some fresh air for 5 minutes. It recharges my batteries more than another cup of coffee would.
A walk? I usually just reach for a chocolate bar. I should definitely try the walking method instead. It is probably much better for my energy levels.
It really is. Now, tell me about your evenings. How do you wind down after a long day in the studio?
I love to cook. There's something very therapeutic about the sound of chopping vegetables and the smell of spices. It helps me transition from work mode to home mode.
Interesting. Cooking is truly an art form. What is your go-to dish when you have had a particularly long day?
Honestly, simple stir-fry noodles with whatever is left in my fridge. It is fast, comforting, and I don't have to think too much about the recipe.
Simplicity is often the best. After dinner, do you watch TV or read?
I try to read, but I often end up watching a documentary or a series in English to keep my ears tuned in. What about you, Mr. Saruon? Do you have any evening rituals?
I enjoy gardening. I have a few potted plants on my balcony. Checking the soil, watering them, and seeing a new leaf grow is very rewarding. It connects me back to nature.
You have such a balanced life. From meditation to gardening, it sounds like you have really mastered the art of the daily routine.
It took many years of trial and error, Sociata, and some days everything goes wrong. The key is not to be too hard on yourself when the routine breaks.
That is such an important point. Flexibility is just as important as discipline. Now, for our listeners who are trying to improve their English by talking about their lives, what advice would you give them?
I would suggest the mirror talk technique. Stand in front of the mirror while you are getting ready and describe what you are doing. Say, I am brushing my teeth, or I am putting on my blue shirt. It sounds simple, but it builds incredible confidence with basic verbs.
I love that. It's like being the narrator of your own movie. I'm going to tell all my students to try that. It takes away the pressure of speaking to another person while you're still learning.
Exactly. And eventually you can start describing your feelings too. I feel tired today, or I am excited about my lunch. This helps you connect English to your real emotions.
That is the heart of it, isn't it? English isn't just a subject. It's a way to express who we are and how we live. Mr. Saruon, thank you so much for sharing your day with us.
It was my absolute pleasure, Sociata. Thank you for having me. I hope our listeners found some inspiration for their own daily routines.
I am sure they did. And to all our listeners out there, remember, every day is a new chance to practice. Whether you are at the grocery store or stuck in traffic, use your English.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a productive and joyful day.
See you in the next episode of the Miss English Podcast. Keep speaking, keep dreaming. Bye for now.